Support the He podcast via a one-time donation, a monthly subscription from as low as $1, a lifetime membership, and purchase He's exclusive collection of merchandise. And for all other business inquiries at buymeacoffee.com/Rafi. Who is he? He is me. Hi, I'm Rafi Redzwan. This is he. Here is my chance to share some amazing stories with some amazing people that are inspiring to me. He celebrates everyday people of everyday life. He revolves around conversations that inspire others to change the world and make a difference in life, with a little bit of laughter and a whole lot of drama. Join me for personal stories and experiences on health and healing, successes and failures, recovery and discovery, anything relatable, and anything in between. He elevates us to rise again and live our very best life. Just so you know, you are not alone. He is with you. Tengku Zai.
Hi, Refi.
Welcome back.
Thank you. My goodness, it's been a while, huh? Look at
Yes,
you.
I know, right? Look at you. I think you came in the first season, one of the first few people
Yes,
that
yes,
helped
that's
me
right.
to get started and
Oh,
break the doors open for others to walk through. And I think you, Nadi Rahman, and some of the people that were featured in season one braced through the journey with me and really, really put me to where I am today. And I'm very proud of you, Kuzai.
well, thank you so much. That's so kind. It's really great to see how far you've come with the podcast as well. I mean, you've profiled some very interesting people, all with great stories. I also wonder, like, wow, how does Refi even know these people have such good stories to share?
Yes,
But
yes.
it must all be so instinctive, I think, for you.
Yes, it is very instinctive. Whoever that said yes and finally made through into the final product, everything was meant to be because it has some sort of cosmic connection that goes beyond the soul. I had no idea how I finally get through to 4 seasons to this day, up to over 100 episodes. It's amazing because I had no idea how these people came in and came out with their stories.
Yeah, and I mean, you managed to get everyone to say yes. That's already an achievement in itself.
Yes, yes. And through that,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that you said yes to my final season, one of the last featured
Oh my
guests.
God, such an
Yeah.
honor. Everything comes full circle. Isn't it amazing? Because I was part of your first season and now I'm back for one of your last few episodes, right? So it all comes full circle. I mean, I always
Yes,
believe that the universe helps put things fall into place. You don't have to force it. It's all
yes,
organic. And yeah, I
yes.
mean, even for this, we were having a little bit of, it was a bit of a challenge finding a good time to do this. And I really wanted to be in the right headspace. And I feel like I'm in a much better headspace now
Yes,
because I
indeed.
just left my last big role, right? Which we'll go into soon, I guess.
So it's amazing how you and I are also connected in this journey. And I'm so happy that you said yes and chose this topic of life as we know it.
Yeah, I'm really glad to be able to talk about it because I think everybody's going through some sort of evolution and I'm going through a big change right now. So I feel
Yes,
like the topic and the questions couldn't have come at a better time.
indeed.
Like I said, you're very instinctive about these things. Hit the nail right on the head again.
Good. It hit the spot. I hit the right button, and
Exactly.
a connection that goes beyond the soul. And when we came to the conclusion to finalize this whole production to produce this episode with you, I think life as we know it is not what it seems sometimes. This is where you take deep dive into the complexities of life. and motherhood. And as a working mom, and I hope that you will share your personal anecdotes about the challenges you face both at home and in professional spaces that often demanded too much without honoring boundaries. I have experienced this personally, and I think now that as a full-time stay-at-home dad, I feel like I don't know if I can put up with it anymore. And I'm very curious how you strive to continue in this journey and honor those boundaries. And through honest reflections on burnout, the mental and emotional toll of overextending, and the need for healthier, more respectful work environments, I hope
Yeah.
that you can, share with me the decision to shift toward a path that prioritizes emotional well-being, family, and self-respect. This is more about grounded in growth and lived experience, where you touch on what it means to live authentically, protecting your peace, and redefine success on your own terms. So, in this journey, Kuzai, what does life as we know it mean to you, and how has your journey through motherhood shaped that definition?
First and foremost, it is a very deeply personal question, which is not at all bad. It's just that deeply personal in the sense that there's no same similar answer for everyone. I believe because
Yeah.
everybody's going through their own journeys, through their own evolutions. So for myself personally, life as we know it, because I mean, once upon a time, I used to think that that meant, especially pre-motherhood, I thought it meant chasing dreams, like, okay, which country am I going to go visit next? It's like, it's like always like kind of chasing the next high. After becoming a mom, you
Mhm.
realize that okay, life as you know it is really in the little things, and it's no longer necessarily about celebrating and always aiming for the really big milestones that everybody can see. It's in the peace and the quiet of the everyday. Watching your child take their first steps, read their first books, giggle for the first time. It's all in those little, it's magic in those little moments. Now, because she's a little bit older, it's stepping on a piece of Lego or
Mm-mm.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
or even finding a rock in my handbag, which yes, has happened before
Mm.
because yeah, no, my child is a very interesting one. I'll tell you that much. She's a very interesting creature, but yes, she has a pet rock
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
apparently 3 cats and 2 turtles are not enough. So that for me is life as I know it right now.
Mhm.
It's basically recognizing that while it's ever changing and constantly evolving, ultimately life is always, anchored by love, connection, purpose.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And I think life is also about, for me, is I used to think it was chasing the high, and I love the high.
Yeah,
And now, being
exactly.
so grounded to where I am today, it really feels like I had no idea that this is actually life.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think finally being
Oh,
responsible for someone else
yeah.
aside yourself, besides
Yes.
yourself, it's actually having to be selfless because, at the end of the day, whatever I give my child, whatever, I try my best for her. It's really, I don't expect anything in return. And this will probably be the most giving role I ever have because, when, at the end of the day, like, yes, as much as I love my job and I give to it, you still
Mhm.
expect a paycheck. You will still expect accolades and you will still expect
Yeah.
recognition,
Mm.
praise, a pat on the back. But with your kid, never. And plus, they keep it real. They will keep you grounded.
Yeah, exactly. And I was asking my son just now, Ryan, I am rich and famous. He immediately said, "No, you're not." Oh, wow! I said, "What did you just say? You
No, you're
don't feed
not.
my Delulu.
Exactly.
You don't feed my Delulu. You're
They
my
will
son.
not
You're
feed your
supposed to feed
delulu.
my Delulu."
They will not feed. They have no chill. Okay, no chill, no filter.
So, like, because this is interesting because even when I feel the need to chase the high and I miss it, but I don't want it as much because it wears me down. I think the need to
Yeah.
like chase what I want, the dreams that I want, but it's not the same anymore. And I feel like me 10 years ago and me 10 years later, it's different.
Oh,
I don't know
completely.
where that comes from. I don't know if it's really my son or is it that we're getting older. What do you think?
I reckon it's probably a combination of things.
Yeah.
Because I think when you're older, you give less of a crap about things that really don't matter,
Yeah.
and you have less patience for things that you think are just shallow or vapid or just don't have as much meaning in your life
Yes.
or importance, right? Whereas I mean, think about it. When I was younger, I had a
Mm-hmm.
heck of a lot more close people I would think are my close friends back
Yeah.
then compared to now. I mean, not
Yeah.
to say that I've fallen out with anybody. No, it's just
Mm-hmm.
that, your circle eventually will change, and your friends will grow in different
Mm-hmm.
directions. Everybody will go down their own path. So you're still okay.
Yes.
It's just that,
Yes. Yeah.
now
Yeah.
maybe your circle is smaller, and you
Smaller.
realize that, life isn't always about having to chase and run after something.
Mm-mm.
Say,
Mm-mm.
life is actually just about being present. And your kids kind
Mm-mm.
of teach you that better than anyone else.
Mm-mm. Yes, yes. And I recently had a conversation with another friend who is suddenly changing their path in life, like, moving out of the country because of certain financial circumstances and whatnot. I used to feel threatened by that if I hear something like that, like, wow, I want it too. Suddenly, I'm like, I'm happy for you, but I'm not threatened by it anymore, you know?
That's good. I mean,
Can,
I think
like,
that means that you've really found peace with where you're at in your
yes.
journey.
Yes, I really am. Your next phase of life is starting a new job. And I think this is what the conversation is diving into, is that you were working in a high pressure environment that was no longer sustainable for your mental health. How
Yeah.
did you come to realize that?
Okay, so this is the thing about me, right? And I think one of the reasons why, because as you know, Natasha Kroll, who was my former publisher at Burda,
Yeah,
she was my boss in Harper's Bazaar many years ago, and I think
yeah.
she knows me and understands me well enough to know that I actually thrive under pressure.
Mm,
Oddly enough, not a lot of people do, but I
I
mean,
don't.
yeah. So for me, it's like somehow when I'm stressed, when I'm under pressure, I find a way to deliver. Like I'm quite, I would say I'm quite stoic and resilient when it comes to work, and she knows
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
So the thing is, even then, right? Because you asked that how I know it started to affect my mental health, is that even though
Hmm.
yes, I can perform under pressure, yes, I can deal with a heavy workload, but something's always got to give. And everybody at the end of the day, let's be real, we all have our limits, right? And
Yeah.
I think I reached mine, especially because it's no longer about me. My life is no longer only about me. If
Mm,
anything, my life revolves around my 3 foot tall boss. Which I don't
yeah.
even know if she's 3 feet. She's probably smaller than that. She's only
Yeah.
6 years old, right? But I mean, like, my real boss is not the one sitting in the office. She's the one whom I have to put to bed every night. So
Mm-mm.
I think
Mm-mm.
when in between having to be present here at home and be completely present at work, and ending up having to bring things at home or bring
Mhm.
things back home, sorry,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that's when you can only do it for so long.
Yeah.
I started to burn out. This is going to sound really strange, right? One of the tipping points for me when I realized that, oh my God, I'm burning out, was when I wasn't washing my hair as often as I needed to.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
This is going to sound really strange, and I guess everybody will have their own little marks and triggers, right? But for
Yes.
me, I realized that once I actually start to, when it comes to washing hair, you can ask any lady. Most of us don't wash our hair every day. We'll go maybe a day or two not washing our hair, right? Some women can go longer depending on their hair type, but for someone like myself with the typical straight Asian hair that just flop, I
Yes.
go a day or two before it starts to get a little bit ick. So it's like, okay, yeah, it's time for a wash, right? When I'm really stressed,
Mhm.
I start to do the bare minimum in taking care of myself. So
Mm.
yes, of course, I'm still gonna mandi and everything, still gonna have my
Mm-mm.
shower. Instead of washing my hair every other day or
Mm.
once every 2 days,
Mhm.
I will only start to wash my hair maybe once every 4 days. So it's like
Mm.
I'm no longer caring for myself. I start
Mhm.
to neglect myself. And the when you start to neglect yourself, that's kind of like, if you really think about it, it's like, oh my God, am I starting to show signs of depression and burnout? And the answer is
Mhm.
possibly yes. Because
Yeah.
you're not taking care of yourself. Like if you look at someone who shows, like what are the signs of clinical depression? Is when you have no motivation to work, have no motivation to look after yourself. So it's like I
Yeah.
was pouring myself into work because work had to be done. If I don't work, there's no magazine, right? So there's
Yeah.
so much on the line. So yes, okay, it's like every ounce of energy and self-care and effort that I had in me would go into my child and
Yes.
my work, but none of it I was pouring back into myself.
Mm.
And that's when I realized, like, no, this is not good for my mental health.
How long did it take for you to realize that?
To get really burnt out,
Yeah.
ooh, maybe about a year and a half in.
A year and a half later in. Wow.
Yeah, not long, because it's
Okay.
a very high pressure, high profile job.
Yes. Yeah. And I personally have experienced something similar too, and I think why this conversation resonate with me especially is because when I started the podcast, I never realized that the anxiety was part of the burnout too. The
Oh
anxiety
yeah,
was, yeah, most likely is the waiting to hear people say yes or no.
I feel
Yeah,
you.
yes. And then
I
if they say yes, I'm gonna have to make sure that I hit the right button. If I don't, they may turn off or they may reject you, suddenly ghost you, and stuff like that. So this experience are normal. I knew this was part of the job. But you know what happened to me? And then after the first season, on the second season, I started to feel like it was wearing me.
down.
Yes. I
Yeah.
couldn't sleep. I would suddenly wake up like 4 in at night, and then unusually like I feel so heavy in the morning, and I will sleep. And I knew it wasn't so much of the work, but it's so much of the thinking.
Oh my God, yes, that's it, right? It's like
Kan, the
trying to
thinking.
usually I don't have issues sleeping. Like I've been quite lucky in the sense that I can fall asleep easily. I have no
Ah,
issues sleeping, like going to bed at
yeah.
night. I can fall asleep easily. I
Mm,
sleep
mm,
generally quite well. I never wake up in the middle of the night, but a lot of the times, especially during the high pressure seasons, like I would actually I just couldn't switch off. I would even dream about work.
mm, mm.
And then the line between like, oh my God, what's real, what's not? Did I dream this? Did I dream that email? Did I dream
Yeah,
that
yeah,
whether
yeah.
or not I
Oh,
replied?
yeah, yes,
And
yes. Same, same.
yeah. Yeah, and
Oh.
honestly, also what you said about, will people say yes? Like, I had to shoot people, right?
Mm,
For
mm,
work, like for my covers, I had to shoot them for my projects, for all of, like for even especially for the client ones, I always had to work with
mm,
people, and it's not just getting the personality to say yes, it's also
mm,
getting the client to say yes, getting the client to
mm,
approve things, getting
mm,
the team together, producing the shoot, managing the budget,
That's
managing
a
the sales
lot.
KPI, managing my whole team as a whole. It's your profit and losses, your business
Yeah.
plans, your marketing decks. It's helping out the sales team and supporting them however you can. And, just
Mm,
constantly churning out ideas, churning out names. It's just, and then when so many people are coming at you all at once,
mm,
you just switch into constantly being in fight or flight mode. And after
mm,
2 years, being in
mm.
constant fight or flight mode, that is tiring as hell. It is
Yes,
exhausting. It
yes,
takes a
yes.
lot out of you.
And the fact that you managed to go through it that
I mean,
long too, it's very
yeah, I
amazing.
mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love my job. I
Yeah,
love
of
what
course.
I do. I love the people that I work with, my teammates, like I have so much respect and, love and gratitude for my colleagues and the support that they've also given me and the belief and most importantly, the trust that they put in me. It was still tiring at the end of the day. And
Yes,
that was
yes.
it. And then, it just started to I started to also disconnect at home, right? Because you're just
That's
trying to do so many things all at once.
yeah. I think that's the dangerous part, and I think why boundaries come into place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's trying to figure out where the boundaries are.
Yes, and so why do you believe setting boundaries at work is essential, especially when it comes to protecting personal and family time? Because obviously it's affecting you, yourself, and at home, especially your child. I'm
Yeah.
a,
I'm
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like boundaries at work are super important. I mean, whether or not you're a parent, whether or not you're married, it's
Mhm.
because rest is not something that you have to work for. Rest is deserved at the
Mm,
end of the day. Rest is needed.
yeah,
Rest a basic human requirement.
yeah, it's a
And
right.
yes, it's a right.
Yeah,
It's a basic
yeah,
right. I mean, there were days when I'd be up until 2 in the morning, 5 in the morning, on the weekends even. And, all because why? I was trying to maintain that boundary of like, okay, during, I mean, you as a parent, you get this like, okay, 6 o'clock dinner time, sampai, until the kid goes to bed. It's like, okay, you want those 4 hours where it's just undisturbed time with your family, so something's got to give at work, right? And work
yeah.
will have to wait. And because work is waiting, the moment your kid goes to sleep, okay, it's back to work. Of course, we can try as much as we can to draw boundaries. But also, what's important, I guess, is learning how to set them yourself.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
And because it's so easy to, because everything is urgent. So then it comes down to having to decide, okay, which one is more urgent?
Yes. And I think in this journey for you is that when it's starting to affect Amal in a very negative, unhealthy way, that's when you start to place a focus on that this is something wrong. Like I
Yeah,
need to do something in order to change it. Otherwise, you can push yourself further or just ignore and make everything
yeah,
as urgent as possible. But then Amal is also your priority. Yeah, and in the same way, when I saw Ryan was like suddenly become very needy, tau, because I had the need to like do more and be
yeah,
somebody in this journey of production and get more people. The more people I get, the better I am. So that is also like keeping family time aside. Like going to KL a lot. I have to English mengadap apa? Mengadap. Pergi jumpa, turun turun
you have
padang jumpa.
you have to
After you communicate,
layan people.
turun, because online is one thing, but some people they want to see you. You have to go
Yeah,
down all the way before they get to say yes, and they want to see you first, stuff like that.
and get to
These are
know you a
like
little bit
I get to
better,
know,
right?
yes. So because 80% are the people
They,
I know.
yeah,
Yes. To the rest 20% are people had me to produce and some I contacted them online. So
yeah,
I'm not comparing myself to you because I think your job and what you did was more intense in this more intense than mine. But in terms of the apa? In terms of the anxiety apa semua just lebih kurang tau
yeah.
sebab cuma you ada team. I rasa you lagi I dengar pun I dah macam pening kepala.
Yeah, because I mean, managing people
There's
is also
so
stressful.
many.
It's not
Oh,
easy.
yes.
It's not easy. It's and it's not just managing my core team at work. It's also managing
Mm.
my freelancers, like who are like, the stylists,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
photographers, the videographers. I have to manage them, their expectations. And
Mm.
there's just so much nitty-gritty that goes into it that a lot of people don't see. Like,
Mm-mm.
I mean, you would know, like when you're creating, when you're producing, so much of the work is unseen. And, people think
Yes.
like, okay, putting this together is easy. It's like, no, it's not. It's actually,
Mm.
when they arrive on set, then they realize like, oh my God, it's like a 15-person crew just for one
Mm.
shoot. And
Yeah,
everybody is needed and has a role to play.
betul.
It's not like, yeah, 15 people are there and then everyone's just sitting around. No, everybody has a
Yes.
part to play in the
Yeah,
production.
it's
So,
true.
yeah, I have to say though, luckily, I wouldn't say Amal was badly affected by the job in any way.
Okay.
However,
Okay. Yeah.
during the times that she knew she could have me, then,
Uh-huh.
you're right. She got really attached and clingy and a little bit, a little bit needier. I think she knows that, okay, I have mommy to myself right now, so I'm gonna latch onto that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that I think even today with the tools like AI, ChatGPT, it helps a lot for me with writing, for example. Tapi to pitch, to get the instinct tu tak sama. It's not the same.
Of
ChatGPT
course.
couldn't get that. Couldn't get that. So I
I
always
mean,
had a fight with ChatGPT.
I mean, okay,
Couldn't get it
this
right.
is, yeah, no, I mean, this is the thing, right? And this is something I tell my writers as well. Chat GPT, all these AI tools and this
Tak
and that,
boleh.
these are tools to help you. Use them as a tool, but they in
Yes.
no way can replace a human being.
Tak boleh. Yes. They don't have that
Cannot.
instinct. Tak
Yeah,
ada.
they
Sebab
don't. And then also they just don't have as deep an understanding of nuance
yes.
as a
Yeah.
person would. So
Yeah.
while I tell my team that, because sometimes they're like, is ChatGPT, because there's that whole thing like, is ChatGPT allowed when it comes to journalism? Like, I'm like, look, if
Mm-mm.
you're pressed for time, and sometimes, you know what, I get it, writer's block, and you need maybe like a creative prompt just to help you
Yes.
get started.
Yes.
ChatGPT is
Yes.
good for that sort of thing, but in no way
Betul.
should it replace you. It's not supposed to write. You are the
No.
writer.
Yes, exactly. This is my point exactly.
Use ChatGPT for what it
Yes.
is, a tool.
Betul. And the fact that they don't know a person the way I know you. So when you wanted me to, work on something and I'm like, okay, I know this. Tapi I cannot get that in the way that I wanted it. That is the issue. So you're right. Human are still needed in this journey. And the fact that when we still need it, maknanya we can tak boleh lepas tangan macam tu je tau.
No way. Like you cannot just
Ah.
copy paste whatever it is ChatGPT gives
Yes.
you. But it'll give you
Yes.
a lot of, some like good prompts, and sometimes
Good
it
prompts?
gives
Yes.
shares good ideas, or
Yes.
ideas that you can kind of start with, like you can build on, because a lot
Yeah.
of the time the ideas are usually quite generic, right? It's
Yeah.
AI.
Yes.
So the ideas are
Yeah.
quite generic. So
Generic.
then
Yeah.
how do you then elevate it, take it to the next level, and really
Yeah.
make it relevant to exactly what it is that you want to do?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
AI can't do that. A human
Yes.
being only can do
Betul.
that.
This is where I think the stress will still be there.
Yeah, the stress will still be there, but
Even
at
with
least
the
you can
help.
do
This
things.
will be
At
there.
least at least you can do things a lot faster now, which helps
Yes.
a A lot.
Indeed, which happen lah. Yes, yes. Because tak payah nak proofread satu-satu. You know for sure that after they help you refine it. For me, okay, I know it's correct. Punctuation. Kan dulu guna Grammarly for me. Memang
Yeah.
guna Grammarly.
Yeah.
Tapi lepas
Grammarly
tu,
is
macam
so good.
Grammarly kena bayar. Mahal pula tu.
Mm-hmm.
I macam, I can't use Grammarly anymore. So expensive. Mahal Grammarly. Tapi bagus. Tapi mahal. I cannot use. I cannot
Yeah.
afford.
I used to use
So,
Grammarly, but yeah.
yes,
I don't.
why I bring this up because this is when it comes to like managing stuff, because with all these tools, it should help us take stuff from the load so that we have
Yeah.
more personal time and family time and whatnot.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, I
this
think it
journey,
kind of helped. Like,
can
because things move a little bit faster along. So, yeah, it helps
yeah,
in that
yeah,
sense.
yes. And what have you learned about the importance of saying no? Because even with all this technology, with all the, with all the tools that you have around you, the team and whatnot, how has that helped you reclaim your peace?
Ooh, I mean, this is something I'm still trying to learn. Sometimes I feel like I don't say
Can,
no enough.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even with the tools, even with the team you have
Yeah.
like probably a line of team, left and right, up and down, unlike me, one man show. Even with those things, with those
Yeah,
tools
it's
around
it's
you,
yeah, it's not
how do
easy
you,
to it's
how do
not
you
easy to
help?
say no. The funny thing is sometimes saying no means disconnecting slightly also. So one of the things, interestingly enough, that really helped me reclaim my peace at work was when I turned off my email notifications, my work email notifications
Yeah,
specifically, because I
yeah,
get so many emails in a day. And a lot of the work that we do, of course, is, especially with documents and the this and the back and forth. So a lot of it was done over email. And the thing is, I didn't delete my email off my phone. Obviously, I still need access to it. So I maintained
yeah.
the access. It's just that small change because I did that in the last few months of myself being at my last role. Honestly, it just made this world of difference. So I think it's just that constant pinging, like the constant ding, like constant ding, and the bzz,
Mm,
bzz,
mm,
because I wear an
mm,
Apple Watch as well. It's the constant buzzing and the constant pinging that just increased my, my stress levels so much.
mm, mm,
So the
mm.
thing is, when I know someone has, okay, it's maybe X o'clock. By now, someone should have already reached out to me. Then I'll check.
Yes,
And
yes.
then I'll go through my emails and, okay, there we go. And also at that
Mm-mm,
point, I'm ready to look at it. I'm ready to
mm-mm,
work on it. So
mm-mm.
I guess it's, not saying no per se, but more like saying not now,
Yeah, yeah, yes,
not
yes,
right now.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Especially
if
with
it was really that important, it wouldn't even be an email, it'd be a phone call.
betul, yeah, true that. And the fact that the media business is that dia tak ada, they don't have that specific time. You hear them at 3 in the morning. Sometimes you hear them in
Yeah.
the morning.
Because
Macam
I
kita
mean,
lah,
yeah,
between
because
me and
and
you
then
kan.
yeah, I mean, it's
Ah,
true though because especially because
ah,
especially as a media brand, we've also got
yeah,
social media accounts, and when
yes.
news breaks, it's got to go up
Mm,
online.
exactly.
It
Yeah, you
has to
gotta be.
be, it
Yeah,
has to be
yeah,
immediate. First to know, first to publish,
yes.
first to spread the
You've
word, right?
Indeed. You've been in the media for so long, years of
18
experience in the
years,
media business,
18
yes.
years,
Very
yeah.
long. I've only started about 5 years ago, but I've worked with media when I did PR marketing. But other than
Mm-hmm.
that, I've never been in the media the way you did. And I think throughout the years, you are the right or the only person I feel like when you talk about this whole ping and everything, all this in the creative business, it's also for me, it's the dopamine
Yeah.
because now for me it's the likes, it's the comments, or it's the collaboration acceptance, it's
Mm-hmm.
the DM, whatever,
Yeah. Yeah.
Not so much the email because I think my mode of communication here is a lot on WhatsApp or DMs. But for you, it's again,
It's
it's left
everything.
and right, up and down.
It's
It's
everything
everything.
because it's everything because
Lagi gila weh.
yeah, no, because I also have
Hmm.
to sometimes reach out to, some of the personalities I work with because maybe
Yes.
if I don't necessarily have a WhatsApp relationship with them, I have an
Mm-mm.
Instagram relationship with them. Or,
Yes. Yeah. Same.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course with
Yeah.
my colleagues and my clients, yes, that's an email relationship. But with my
Yeah.
team, it's a WhatsApp relationship, it's a phone call relationship. With some personalities, there
Mm.
even some clients, sometimes it's an Instagram relationship. relationship. So it's everything everywhere all at once. And
Mm.
it's all on my personal platforms too, right? It's WhatsApp, it's my
Yes.
phone, my personal
Mm.
phone number, Instagram, that's my personal
Yeah.
account. So
Yeah.
it's like it kind of
Wow.
crosses over, and then it's having to be selective of who you answer and when.
No, this is why I think saying no is important because I
Yeah.
remember listening to Stephen Bartlett's episode. He was talking about one of the important part that he learned from the journey is that to say no. He had a guest on his show, and then the guest didn't meet the quality of the show and the content and whatnot. He had to say no, but of course, saying no means they're gonna go against you,
Means
you know?
yeah, it means disappointing someone else, which you don't want
Disappointing
to
someone
do,
else, which I
not
haven't done.
intentionally. Yeah.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
intentionally, which I haven't
Thankfully.
done because I'm not as powerful as Stephen Bartlett. In that journey of saying no, or in that journey of you learning to say no, has it been difficult for you still? Like, has it
Yeah.
haunt you in some way? Like, torment you, your well
Thank
being, and your.
thankfully, no, it hasn't. I
Okay.
feel like for me, the having to learn to say no really comes from having to say no to more work. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
drawing my own
okay,
boundaries for
okay.
myself
Yes,
and my
yes,
mental well-being.
yes,
Whereas, like,
yeah,
thankfully, I mean, yeah, like you, I've never had to find myself in a position where I have to say no to someone really important and, upset them or disappoint them.
okay.
Thankfully.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. In for my situation, it is learning how to say not yet.
yeah,
My saying no is saying not yet, or
yes.
not now, not right now.
Okay.
Give me a
Not
while, you know?
okay, I gotcha. Now, staying grounded is also part of this very, I think very distinct, very important path to know where you are, especially
Mm-hmm.
in balancing the demands of motherhood is something that is also your most important aspect of your life. And you also have a creative work that you want to focus on and your personal healing. How do you stay grounded?
So honestly, because working on so many things, and of course, when you're working in a creative role, it takes so much out of you because creativity is a well, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes the well also runs dry, and how do you can't give from an empty cup, just like you
Mhm.
can't pour out from an empty well. So I guess one of the big things that keeps me grounded, honestly,
Yeah.
is going for a run or playing tennis or going for a high rocks class, doing something for myself by myself. And this I don't play alone lah, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like, but that feels refills my cup. What helps keep me grounded is actually filling my own cup so that I can
Yeah.
continue to pour into everyone else's cup. And I feel
Yeah.
like I'm a much better version of myself. I'm a much better mom. I'm a better friend. I'm a better wife. I'm a better employee. I'm a better boss. I'm a better teammate. I'm a better colleague when
Mhm.
my cup runneth over.
Yes.
So the thing that keeps me grounded is really forcing the time for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not about like, okay, I'll try to make time or I'll try to find time. It's like, no, I force the time. I book the class, I commit to the morning run,
Yeah.
and I commit to the either the tennis lesson or the tennis game with friends or whomever I'm playing
Mm-mm.
with.
Mm-mm.
It's just making it happen, even though like there's so much more that needs to be done. It's like, no, you know what? I'm gonna carve this time out for myself. I already set this time aside for myself and I'm taking it.
Do you still do yoga?
Unfortunately, no. Simply because it does
Mhm.
have a very long time requirement, especially the stage that I was at. Funny enough, like a friend was asking me about it just now because one of my current tennis buddies, I used to do yoga with her, and she was asking me if I still practice, and I said that right now Amal's 46, so she's still at an age where she kind of needs me, and I can't just run off for 4 hours. Whereas going off for a high rock class and or tennis or whatever, it takes like an hour or two. I can spare that. But the
Yeah.
thing with yoga is that it takes time for me to get to the studio, and
Mm.
then my routine, because I mean, if I was doing hatha, the class was maybe like an hour and a half. My
Yeah.
ashtanga routine was so far along that my routine was already like 2-ish hours, and then on top of that, after that, I want to take a shower, and then have you're so hungry, you want to have a bite or a drink with your friends for a little bit, and before
Mm.
you know it, it's like 4 or 5 hours gone. That's like more than
Yeah.
half a
True.
day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, before this, yes, I could commit to that, but now I just can't anymore, you know?
And then with the fast-paced, job, I think it's also like you're taking too much time for that
I
while
mean,
your
and I
mind is
mean,
thinking about
yeah.
something,
Yeah, so the thing is, I mean, I would
chasing
rather,
something.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'd rather just be able to at least carve out that 1 or 2 hours here and there that
Mm-mm.
all over a week will eventually add up to something
Yeah.
that's actually good for my mental health rather
Yeah.
than, okay, I'm trying to force a whole 4 hour block here and then that's it. I feel like that would just stress me out even more.
Yeah.
Because
True.
then I got to think
True.
about like, oh my God, 4 hours. What is Amal gonna be okay? Is she sorted? Is she gonna be at home? Is my husband free to keep an eye on her? Like, yes, okay, the nanny's around, but the nanny also has a million and one things to do. Like so it's everything else,
Okay.
right?
And staying grounded keeps you sane too, I think.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise, yeah, and
and like
otherwise
I
you're
said,
everywhere.
it allows you to be a better version of yourself for
Mm.
yourself
Mm.
and for everyone around you, for the people who are important to you.
Yeah. And part of your job is, I think, also was a lot of traveling
Yeah, fair amount.
and staying grounded.
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's much needed because you're everywhere, and I think it's not just the text, it's not just the DMs or the likes or the emails or the WhatsApp. You're also
Yeah.
everywhere. Being on the go,
Yeah.
it's hard to stay grounded though. So I think
Oh, and the
why I
mom
asked,
guilt is
and the
so
mom job,
real.
exactly. Yeah,
Mom guilt,
yeah,
so
yeah.
real.
Oh, the mom guilt. I know I'm not a mom, but I know what a mom guilt is.
Yeah, I mean, you have dad guilt, you have parent
Yes.
guilt, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't
And
like it, but now I'm getting used to it. I'm like, okay lah,
yeah,
what? This is old enough to not let me feel the guilt anymore because I
yeah.
think the guilt is not so much of the kids. I think it's just so much of us, our
Yes,
mindset.
I
Ah,
also feel that way because I feel like Amal understands that okay, once in a while mommy's gotta go away
mm,
for work and she
mm,
gets it, that it's important. And the thing is at the end of the day, I do want to also show Amal that hey, you're gonna be a woman one day. Like you can be successful, you can have a meaningful career and a meaningful
mm,
life. So I want to
mm,
be that example for her, and
yeah,
what it means to also, work hard, work smart, work well, have a good strong work ethic. And those are really
yeah,
important qualities and characteristics to have, right? Trying to, I guess, figure out all of that and like sometimes,
yeah.
but then also being away, of course, you feel guilty. Like she's actually okay. But I feel
Mm-mm,
bad because oh my
actually,
God, it's just you just miss them
uh,
so much, right? And then you feel
yeah,
bad, like, oh my God, I should be at home, should be this, I should be putting her to bed, I should be sorting out her dinner. But then when you really think about it, it's like, you know what? It's okay. They're
mm,
okay.
mm,
It's not like you're gone all the time. So
yes,
sometimes you have to kind of take a step back and just try to see things from big picture, and then that'll help you feel slightly less guilty. Slightly.
yes. It's okay to have a little bit of fun and leave them temporarily
Yeah.
home,
And for me, it's like, you know what? While I'm on my work trips, I will still have fun because I'm already there. It's not going to
Mm-mm.
change. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm
it's not
already
going to
there.
change.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, might
it's
as well make the most of it.
very much the mindset. You spoke about women, and do you believe women can truly have it all?
Ooh, this
What
question.
does, yes, do you believe women can truly have it all? And what having it all mean to you
Aha.
at this stage of your life and motherhood?
My short answer, yes, but it's yes
Mm,
with a very big but. I feel that yes, women can have it all, but they must first decide and define for themselves what all means because all means something different to everybody. So
yes.
to some people, having it all means staying at home, being perfectly happy and content, being a stay-at-home mom because you feel like that's your calling, that's what you want to do. You want to dedicate all your time to them. For some other women, it is being the career woman, but also being the wife and also being the mom and being the good role model. And if that's what having it all means to
Yeah.
you, then by all means, yes, you can have it all, but first you must define what it means to you. And then
Mm,
when you do find it, when you do have that figured out, you can have it all. Also, you need the right support system and a good support system. I mean, as they
yes.
say, it takes a village, right?
It
To
does.
to to raise a kid, and it really does. Like there in no way would it be possible for me to do what I do without my village. And my village is my husband, my parents, my in-laws, my helper. Like, I'm so blessed and lucky to have all these people in my life
Hmm.
supporting me. In no way do I feel alone in raising Amal up because I can't do it alone. And I think what women would feel like they can't have it all if they're not supported adequately because there also
Yeah.
needs to be equity not just in the workplace but also at home.
Yes. True. Yeah.
And if your home life is not equitable, then how can you have it all? You can't.
This is so true at every level because I think if equity is not in my home, my wife and I are not equal, we wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
so important in my relationship that we see each other as equal because this wouldn't work. Because if you feel the need to, like, okay, this is more on the man or on the woman or the husband or the wife,
Yeah. I mean,
today's
as
world is hard for
yeah,
women to have it all if that
you
is the mentality,
yes,
you know? Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But there's also, like a very, I was reading up on it recently.
Mm,
There's this analogy, and I think it really resonates with me, and I think it'll resonate with a lot of people. Trying to have it all means juggling, right?
yes.
Juggling. And when you're juggling all these balls.
Yeah.
But it's also recognizing that all the balls that you're juggling, they're not made of the same thing.
Yeah.
So when a new ball gets thrown at you that you need to juggle, you need to recognize what it is. Is this ball rubber?
Yeah.
Or is this ball made out of glass or crystal?
Yeah.
Because if it's
Yeah.
fragile and important and delicate, then you need to keep juggling it. But you can toss out a rubber
Mhm,
ball, it'll bounce. And
mhm.
sometimes that rubber ball is work, and actually, sometimes that rubber ball is something at home.
Yeah.
So when you're constantly trying to juggle and when you're faced with something new and you're feeling overwhelmed, you kind of just have to pause and be like, okay, is this a rubber ball or is this glass?
Yeah.
If it's rubber, you know what? Let it wait. You just toss it to the side,
Yes.
it'll bounce. It'll be fine. It's not going to break. So it's trying to recognize. And the thing is, you don't always get it right, right?
Yes,
You don't always get it
absolutely.
right. And that's okay.
And that's okay. And
That's
and I
totally
think
okay.
absolutely. I personally think that women in general can have it all, but sometimes not all at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Again, with the juggling, right? You
Yes,
can have it all,
yes.
but not all at the same time.
And then at a different pace and a different timeline. And I just realized something as you speak. I have it all, but all not at the same time.
I mean, one of
Yeah.
the, of course, when changing jobs, it's a family decision. It's not a decision that I would ever make by myself. I would
Mm.
obviously talk to my husband about it as well. While for him, it's like, at the end of the day, this is your decision. It's up to you what you want to do. But at the same time, I include him in it because what he has to say and how he feels matters because
Yeah.
he's going to be affected by it, right?
Yeah.
Course, he will also be advocating for our child in a sense in the
Mm-hmm.
decision that I make. So
Mm-hmm.
of course I would include him and the decision to move on to something else, it wasn't easy, but he even for him, he was just like, I understand that you love your job and what you do. It's just that I see how tired you are. You don't have to work this hard all the time. And maybe you could dedicate this kind of time and effort and this kind of gusto before you're married, or maybe if Amal is much older down the line. But where you are at this point in your life with a young family, it
Yeah.
just doesn't work, not for long anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautifully said, Kuzai.
And he was absolutely right. It's so
Yeah.
which resonates with comes back to what you said about, yeah, we can have it all, but not all at
Mm.
once at the same time, because something's always got to give. So then when you're
Yeah.
juggling all these things, even
Mm.
as a stay-at-home mom, you still have to juggle a heck of a lot of things.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like working moms have it hard.
Mm.
Stay-at-home
Yeah.
moms also have it tough, especially if they're,
Yes.
moms to multiple kids. It's
Oh,
not
yes.
easy, like even if,
Oh.
yeah, okay, even if a woman were to have, because, sometimes you come across people who be like, yeah, she's a stay-at-home mom, but she also has help, so she's fine. But it's like, no, managing people is not easy. She's running that
Mm.
household.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She still has
I
to
mean,
manage the helpers, and I mean, helpers are people
exactly.
too. They will have their issues. They will also, like have their off days, or they will,
Mm.
maybe they're not pulling their weight sometimes. It's not easy. It's not
You
easy.
know,
There's laundry, there's dishes, there are messes everywhere. There's
yes.
running, like trying to manage your own schedule with your child's schedule.
I mean, being one with one kid, I know now how women feel.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you're in the thick of it.
Imagine, yeah, I really know now, and I cannot imagine single mom.
Yeah, and that's why the village is so important, right?
Yeah, I mean, the help and all the things, all the people
Yeah.
around you is so important. Now,
Hmm.
in the next chapter of your life, in the next phase that you're currently in, leaving the legacy behind and starting a new one, why it is urgent to create work environments that honor mental wellness and human dignity. so to speak.
I mean, of course, the obvious reason is to, well, I guess because everybody deserves to have fulfillment at work and at home and be happy at work and at home. I mean,
Mm,
you spend so much of your time at work. Can you imagine having to wake up every morning and hating or dreading where you're headed? I would
mm,
never want anyone to feel that way coming to work on my team. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I feel like no one should ever have to feel that way because, when you're working for someone else, they always say, like, oh, if you're not owning your own business and you're working for someone else, you're kind of helping someone else build their dream. If you're kind of, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, if you're going to expect people to kind of want to work for you and want to help you build that dream that you're all working towards, they need to be happy and they need to be in a good headspace. They deserve it.
Yeah.
They're helping you build your dream. They're helping you reach your goals. They're helping you, sustain your own livelihood as well, right? If everybody fails and everything fails, everything falls apart essentially. And the thing is, like, moving on to this new role, what I'm hoping is to actually also create an environment that is happy for everyone. I guess it's, when it's crunch time and when things have to get done, then yes, things have to get done. But at the same time, I want to build a fair and open environment
Yeah.
wherein people also feel safe,
Yes.
safe enough to come and talk to me and not feel like, oh my God, I can't talk to my boss. Like, she's just not going to understand. Like, no, I don't want
Mm,
that at all at any point. When you're working with someone, and especially in a creative environment, you're pouring into and out of each other all the time. And
mm,
when you're kind of sharing that close space and in like such close proximity to each other, then you naturally want to create an environment where they feel that, they can come here and they feel okay. If they need to fall apart, they can fall apart. If they need a little bit of time, they don't have to feel bad about needing a little bit of time, because like I said, you can't pour for an empty cup. And it's the same for your teammates, right?
yeah.
And also, this is the other thing, the happier your team is, the longer they're going to stay. They're not going to burn out.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
employees who are burnt out, that's bad for business. Having to
Mm-mm.
recruit someone new, retrain them, that takes time and money,
It's true. That's true.
right? And you want to hold on to your
Yeah.
talent and play to
Yes.
their strengths.
Well, the fact that the idea of talents are replaceable, it's still a lot of work. It's tedious. The work looking out for talents, and it's not
Yeah, it
easy.
is.
You
I
cannot
mean,
just, you know what I mean? It's the process,
yeah.
the whole starting all over
Yeah, it's
again.
it's not easy, and then trying to,
It's not
having to
easy.
onboard them, they'll have to go through, the teething phase, and it takes time, and that whole process also puts a strain on everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. But the golden question here is providing a safe space for employees. Is it possible or is this an illusion?
I'd like to think it's possible. I hope. I'd like to think that I provided a safe space, like at least even at my last few roles, because my last two roles were leadership positions. And I'd like to think that I provided that safe space, especially in my last role, that I provided a safe enough space for people to feel that they could come and talk to me. And I feel like they did, because
Yeah,
sometimes they would share very deeply personal issues or problems that they were having. And of course, I never talk about it with anyone else. I'd
yeah,
respect their privacy. But
yes.
them feeling safe enough to tell me would then help me understand where they're at. And then it helped me with work, because then I would know,
Hmm.
like what to expect or what to do or
Yeah,
what capacity they're at. Like,
yeah,
okay, you know what? Do I kind of need to reshuffle the load a little bit? Do I need to take this off their hands because they really are not in the right space to handle it? Because
yeah,
also, like, if you force them to do something and they're not in the right headspace, you're not going to get great work either, right?
yes, yeah, yes,
And then that just doubles your own work. It's just so counterproductive. So for me, like,
yeah.
yeah, I would like to believe that I can create a safe space for my team to talk to me and be honest with me
Mm.
when they need help, especially.
Yes, and with all of that, I think that makes you a leader who knows what are the next best move for
I
you and
hope
for
so.
people that you work with. Beautiful, Kuzai.
Yeah, I
Now,
really hope so. I'm not perfect, but I try my best. I just try my best. That's all any of us can do, really. Try our best. We just try
yes,
our best.
and then see the outcomes are, and then
Yeah. I
progress,
mean,
progress from
yeah,
there.
I mean,
Yeah,
as you know,
yeah.
that Malay saying, niat tu penting.
And
And yeah, so when you do things with intention, intention is so important. You won't always get it right, but intention is so important.
I believe so, and well said, Kuzai. Before we end the conversation, what are your hopes and dreams for yourself, your family, and the kind of future you want to help build for others navigating similar crossroads?
For me, I mean, all I really want is to be able to raise a really well-rounded, happy, kind human being, but one who also won't take shit unnecessarily. Lah,
Yeah.
we gotta toe the line somewhere, right? Like
Yes.
they've gotta still be able. And Amal's the only child. I don't want to have to worry about her. Like she's
Yeah.
got to be able to hold her own, but also still know when to be kind, but not allow herself to be taken for granted. That's my hope for my family, and then I'm sure it's the same for my husband. We just want to be able to raise a good human being, a good person, one who will give back to this world, to society in a positive
Mm,
way, leave her mark in a good way, and for her to have a fulfilling life of her own, one where she is truly happy. And I think that's what any parent would want for their child, really, right? It's just to be happy and fulfilled. Whatever happiness means to them is for them to be happy, truly happy.
yeah. Wow.
And when it comes to industry, I hope that the media industry continues to thrive. I mean, there's always that, is it a sunset industry, especially for print, right? Like, is it a sunset industry? Is there gonna, where are we gonna be 20 years from now? There's so many questions. What I hope is that there will always be that thirst and hunger for knowledge where media people and journalists, editors, where we will be needed. I mean, all I need to do is look at a sign on, a road sign, or like, a signboard somewhere, and on the days that I feel my job maybe doesn't matter anymore, I look at a sign and you know what? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
The grammar kalawat la is like broken, and I don't know what, and they were like, it's barely even legible. I would like to
Wow.
think that, creatives in whatever way, shape, or form, we're
Mhm.
always going to be needed. And
Yeah, I
I
agree.
hope that down the line, even with whatever tech comes our way, my hope is to see the industry adapt quickly enough in order to survive.
Yeah,
We have to keep evolving because, hey, that's
because
life as
yeah.
we know it, right?
Wow, that is a
It all
beautiful
comes,
end to that.
it comes full circle.
Yeah,
Everything
it's come
comes
full
full circle.
circle. This is the life as we know it. Kuzai, you are an
That's it.
inspiration to me. Thank
That
you
is so
for
kind. Thank you so
coming
much,
on board
Refi.
with
Thank
me
you
for the
for
final
having
season.
me. I'm so honored. Thank you
I
so
love to
much.
have a conversation with you always. I couldn't be any more proud than this. Thank you for listening to He. A new episode is available every Thursday, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We'd love to hear from you. Follow me on social media at Rafi Ridzwan and at He Podcast for all the updates and behind the scenes. Once again, thank you for listening to He with Rafi Ridzwan.